What's up, everybody? I'm back here for my third video, podcast, whatever you want to call it, for my class, Drake 109, online marketing. And today we're going to be talking about the three keys in my mind that will set you up for success in the future. A couple of the podcasts and different posts on my blog have been talking about this subject already, but today I got three things that are probably a little different than what most people are used to. You get these lists, and experts will put out their 10 ways to find success, or they got all those lists on Facebook. Top 10 this or that, and it's good stuff to read, and I think everybody eventually kind of finds their own find their own keys, and I have my three. So, getting right down to it, number one is to put yourself in uncomfortable situations. You'll find this is a pretty common one across multiple different lists that people make, and it's one of those things that a lot of people don't necessarily do. I think of my, a couple of my friends, and myself too. We find our group of people, and you kind of stick with them, and you get comfortable with what you're doing. You kind of hang out with the same people, and you do the same sorts of things, and you get comfortable with the life that you're living, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. But there gets to be a point where you need to, in order for you to grow and learn new things, and expand your knowledge, you got to put yourself in a position where you can do that. And if you're doing the same things and hanging out with the same people all the time, you will never give yourself a chance to do that. So this necessarily doesn't have to be uncomfortable situation, where maybe, let's say you're a finance major in college, and you have to go, you put yourself in a music class or something that's completely out of your realm, and you don't do very well because you're just completely out of it. But at the same time, maybe that is something that you can do. And that's kind of what I did, actually. I'm a marketing major at Drake, and I decided to take a classical music class this semester, and absolutely fell in love with it. So it's one of those things that you don't really know you like it until you try it. So that kind of helps you, with thinking about this, where initially the reason why you're not doing these things is because you're not comfortable with it. You don't maybe feel like you're good at it or something like that. Maybe this is the time where you try something different, and see if it's something that you would enjoy, or maybe you meet some new people with whatever activity it is, and there's always room for growth and improvement. So you never know unless you try it. So that's key number one. Key number two for me is your work ethic. And again, this is one that's probably pretty common on a lot of people's lists when it comes to keys to success. But the reason why it's on my list is because if you're not working towards something, you're not doing anything. And if you don't have a constant effort or a constant drive to achieve your goals and success, you're just not moving forward. So in order to in order to really fulfill what you're trying to do, whether it be graduating college, getting a raise, getting a promotion at work, something, really whatever you want to do, you have to have a work ethic, and show that you can put the work in, so you, one, deserve it, and two, can perform at whatever level of occupation, or whatever your goal is, that you can perform at that level once you get there. So Work ethic, number two, probably the biggest thing for me. Just being able to show people that you are a dedicated person to what you're going for, and that you can achieve those goals because of it. And the third one, this is probably one that is different than most, and that would be to find a mentor. And for me, I've had a couple different ones over the course of my young 20-year-old life, but I think this is very important because as you do this, you're gonna be able to learn and just kind of live through the experiences that some people have already been through, and you have to be smart when doing this. You can't just pick. If you're trying to get into sports or something like that, your mentor can't be Kobe Bryant because it doesn't make a ton of sense because every kid wants to be Kobe Bryant or LeBron James or whatever. If you unless you're trying to actually be an NBA player, it doesn't make a ton of sense. And just kind of that realm in general, unless you're absolutely amazing, it really isn't too feasible of a thing. But more realistically, this is going to be probably a person that could be, say, a professor, a teacher in high school, maybe a coach in high school, a coach in college. Somebody that has been through a lot of experiences in whatever kind of field or something that you're trying to get into, and they can guide you along your path and just be that person that you can go to. Maybe it is your parents, mom or dad, family members. It can be a lot of different people. Me personally, it was, and still kind of is, my scoutmaster from my days in Boy Scouts back in early high school and my younger days. And you're just learning all those different outdoor skills and having him help me through all the ranks in scouting, being able to achieve my Eagle Scout. There's a lot of things that can go wrong in that process, and he was the guy that helped me stay with it and see through that my goal of becoming an Eagle Scout happened. And that's the key with any mentor, is that when you kind of pick your mentor, it's not like you go up to this person and say, "You're my mentor." It's going to be just kind of an unofficial, understanding that this person is going to be there for you, and the relationship is one where it's very very caring and just very helpful, because this person should be there for you, and that's ultimately what you want, is somebody that you can fall back on, say things are getting tough and you need somebody there, for a question or just to talk through something. That's what this person is for, and ultimately just see you through to your end goal, and make sure that you're staying on the right path. So those are my three for keys to success. And again, those would be putting yourself in uncomfortable situations, having a good work ethic, and to find a mentor. That's going to be it for today. Good stuff here. We're going to have another video podcast coming up, and a lot more good stuff to come. So stay tuned, and thanks for listening.